Hi everyone! We will going to discuss to you about the search for sound business idea. I am Mary Claire R. Sainz and I will report the definition of a sound business idea. First question. What idea comes into your mind when you hear the words sound business idea? Second, how will you recognize an output or concept that was from a sound business idea? Now that you already thought of the concept sound business idea, we will elaborate this topic more for you. A new business venture is faced with immediate problems of acquiring at least a foundation in the market it intends to serve. An established firm, on the other hand, has a different concern. It must develop or at the very least retain its competitiveness. In both circumstances, innovative sound business idea or concepts must be implemented. This might imply improvements to the items or services supplied, changes in the way consumers are treated, or other business innovation. An entrepreneur who understands the notions of excellent business ideas will be able to save time, effort, and money while pursuing his objectives. This is due to the fact that developing a business idea necessitates careful preparation in order to properly implement its concept. The product or service offering may be improved in different ways such as performance, maintenance, acquisition cost, salvage value, and uses. First is the performance. Of course, we all expect better performance, especially for products that are new in the market. We all want a product or service that we can use more frequently and conveniently. Second is maintenance. We also want a product that has no need of regular repair and high maintenance, especially if we do not have time to frequently check its conditions. Third is the acquisition cost. It is when you offer an existing product at a cheaper price than your competitors. Market is now saturated with different products offered from different businesses, so many consumers nowadays search for the same product with a cheaper price. Fourth is the salvage value. We all want a product to last longer so that we can be able to use it in a long period of time. Most of the consumers want something that is worth buying for and does not depreciate easily. And last is uses. Having multiple uses thus makes it more cost-effective. This only means that having a balance between creating something useful and multi-purpose product and being more wise in costing those products is essential to not compromise the use and purpose of it. These qualities can assist in developing a strong business ideas that is innovative and will attract the market's attention. Some of the issues about the business concepts that must be thoroughly answered to establish its soundness are as follows. First, is there enough potential sales volume to generate the necessary financial returns? Second, is the entrepreneur capable of producing the required amount of products or services? Third, is the product or service addressing a realistic need? So what is a sound business idea? A sound business idea may be defined as the economic opportunity which is within the reach of the entrepreneur and which will provide him with a desirable value. Entrepreneurs invest time and money in developing new business concepts. The high rate of failure in the new venture enterprises, on the other hand, demonstrates a failure on the part of entrepreneurs to adopt strategies that will succeed. Unfortunately, the business concepts they adopted are not sound. The question now here is, what is a good business idea and why is it vital for entrepreneurs? Just like what I have said earlier, an entrepreneur who is well-grounded in the concept of sound business ideas will be able to save him time, effort, and money in pursuing his goals. When an aspiring entrepreneur is confronted with a business idea, it is to be his best interest to determine his soundness. He should do it before committing himself financially and otherwise. Any successful venture started with the adaptation of a sound business idea. That's it for the definition and the process of a sound business idea.
Coming up with the context that business idea may be hard, but there are various opportunities as there are different forms of business idea. The following are examples. Number 1. An old type can be professionalized so that operations can be streamlined and better organized. Number 2. A standard product can be customized, just like when a recording company produces a -1 music available in 3 different pitch levels. Number 3. New technology can be adopted to manufacture an old product. Having a new technology adopted to manufacture an old product, which can help in minimizing product cost and improving the production in quantity and quality. Number 4. Imported products can be replaced by local products. Replacing imported products with local products to eliminate the difficulties in importing products and at the same time encourage local production. Number 5. Business operations can be internationalized. This is real challenge to the entrepreneur. Efforts in achieving this are high and it will be a big challenge, but the rewards will be great if it becomes success. Business idea may be generated by anyone connected with the firm, but it is very important that the most applicable idea to the firm's objectives and resources is chosen. As such, a procedure must be adopted. The steps in the proposed procedure are as follows. Number 1. Preparation of the list of business ideas. It is important to research about industry, find competitors, understand risk, and map out your finances before starting your business. Number 2. Screening of the listed ideas. It is important to evaluate and contrast new product ideas to get the most promising ones for your business. Number 3. Final selection. The purpose of final selection is to eliminate from the list the generated business ideas that did not pass the adopted criteria after screening.
Hi, I am Janabeth Levantino, reporter number 3. Now, let's discuss the procedure in determining the business idea. Let's start with the preparation of the list. We all know that one of the best ways to generate a consistent flow of new ideas is to approach it from as many different angles as you can think of. In this step, we can use the methods of searching ideas. Number 1 is unanticipated means, and number 2 is deliberate search. So let's start with the unanticipated means. So from the word itself, unanticipated, which means unexpected or unforeseen. When the entrepreneur finds the business ideas without serious effort, the method is referred to as unanticipated means. Number 1 is the person's work. Employees who are in direct contact with customers are sometimes confronted with demand for products or services that are not currently provided by the company. To the enterprising employee, this may be interpreted as an opportunity for entrepreneurship. Number 2 is the person's hobbies. We've all got our hobbies or pastimes we dedicate some of our spare time to because we find them fun or fulfilling. However, there are times when a person's hobby turns out to be a business opportunity. For example, crafting. So crafting is one of the profitable hobbies that make money. So if you enjoy working with your hands, there are plenty of things you can make and sell. For example, candles, jewelry, soap, and more. A hobby is a useful means of developing some skills which could be useful later when the hobbyist decide to operate a business. Number 3 is acquaintances. There are times when a person fails to notice the existence of a business opportunity. Sometimes it takes another person to make him aware of the wisdom of starting a new business venture. so you can get ideas from your acquaintances. Last one from the list of unanticipated wins is a chance event. So there are times when a person encounters an event that will provide him with a clue to a business venture. So what do we mean by chance event? So chance event is anything that happens suddenly or by chance without an apparent cause. So you can also get ideas from any chance event. So we are done with the unanticipated means. Just to recap, you can get ideas from unanticipated means such as the person's work, hobbies, your acquaintances, and a chance event. So now, let's proceed to the other method of searching new ideas, the deliberate search. A disadvantage of unanticipated means in idea generation is the difficulty of ascertaining the exact date when the ideas will come pouring in. To offset this problem, a deliberate search for ideas is made. So in business terms, a deliberate search refers to the depth of thinking to make certain actions related to the business. This type of idea generation takes the form in number 1, using search questions. So let's start with using search questions. Business ideas are expected to provide answers to some needs. Answers can be obtained if the right questions are asked. In business terms, some examples are: who is currently buying our products and services? What new offerings could we introduce to our existing customers? So, when questions are used to draw answers, they are referred to as search questions. So you can also get ideas from these search questions. The next one is idea prompting. The idea of being your own boss and putting your time and effort into a business of your own probably seems pretty appealing. However, you may have already realized that coming up with a viable and profitable business ideas can be tough. Unfortunately, for most of us, creativity often feels like it's lurking just around the corner and you simply can't reach it. We may encounter someone else's idea or a customer request or any other event that may have provided hints or cues leading to a business ideas. Sometimes it just takes a different perspective. You can get ideas or be inspired from someone else's ideas, but remember to not copy them. Let's proceed to the second procedure, which is screening generated ideas. To stay relevant in a competitive market, companies need a continuous stream of new ideas to develop into new products. So each idea should be considered and screened to choose those that should move onto the concept development. For every business, idea screening ensures that the product development process meets business objectives and customer expectations. Business ideas may be screened with the use of the following criteria. Number 1 is market feasibility. What do we mean by market feasibility? So market feasibility determines the depth and condition of a particular market and its ability to support a particular development. The main objective of a market feasibility study is to understand the market to determine if enough demand exists to make the venture successful. Under the market feasibility, there should be a stable and sufficient demand. So demand that remains constant or shows signs of growth throughout long periods indicates the probability of market feasibility. Number 2, competitive strength. The business idea must be such that the venture can effectively compete with current or potential competitors. In terms of sources of market information, we can get information from prior studies of the market or related markets by other companies, government agencies, and entrepreneurs, actual polls of population samples representing typical customers. The means used include the following. Number 1, mail questionnaires. Number 2, advertisement incorporating feedback mechanisms such as mail responses. Number 3, phone interviews. Number 4 is personal interviews. So the last one is negotiations with prospective customers to solicit orders and determine whether or not they will actually buy. so you can screen your ideas through market feasibility. Let's proceed to technical feasibility. So technical feasibility is the process of figuring out how you're going to produce your product or service to determine whether it's possible for your company. So before you launch your offerings, you must plan every part of your operations, from first sourcing your production materials all the way to tracking your sales. Production difficulties could take the form of unstable supply of materials, unreliable or fluctuating power supply, and others. Nevertheless, technical concerns such as those must first be cleared before subjecting the business idea to further consideration. The way to screen your ideas is through financing feasibility. One of the factors necessary in determining whether a business idea should be considered or not is financing. The proposed owners of the venture must have sufficient capital, or if it is insufficient, must have or must be of a good credit standing in the community. So in general, the sources of financing include the following. So the first one is the proposed owner's savings. Number 2, relatives and friends. And number 3 is financing institutions like banks. So now for the last feasibility, which is the financial feasibility. Financial feasibility may be determined through an analysis of the financial prospects of the proposed business ideas. It may be done in 2 steps. Number 1 is the preparation of projected financial statements. And number 2 is the determination and analysis of financial ratios derived. So it is the ability of a project to achieve sufficient income, credit, and cash flow to financially sustain the project over the long term and meet all debt obligations. Let me give you some examples of projected financial statements. The forecast of something which will happen in the future is referred to as a projected financial statement. So the projected income statement is a financial record summarizing a firm's planned or expected financial performance in terms of revenues, expenses, and profits over a given time period. Next one is projected balance sheet, which shows the planned or expected financial position of the enterprise on a particular date. The last one is projected cash flow statement, which shows the planned or expected cash, sale, and or purchases. Financial projections are a crucial aspect of the core small business plan, especially for newer companies. So by considering factors like production costs, market prices, and demand for your service, you can achieve a clear understanding of your financial situation and discover your full profit potential. For recap, business ideas may be screened with the use of market feasibility, technical feasibility, financing feasibility, and financial feasibility.
And for the last part of our presentation, I am Mary Clarice R. Science, and I am here to discuss about the final selection, the organizational culture and creativity, as well as the summary of our presentation. So after all the preparation from listing of business ideas to screening generated ideas through market feasibility, technical feasibility, financial feasibility, and financing feasibility, we are now here in the final selection. The purpose of screening is to eliminate from the list of generated business ideas that did not pass the adopted criteria. So after the screening, the list may appear to be any of the following. Number 1, status quo. So status quo listing means all business ideas listed pass the adopted criteria. It's like it is what it is because all of the business ideas from the screening stage passed all the desired requirements or standard. Number 2, a shorter list. A short list means some of the generated business ideas were eliminated. Not all the generated business ideas passed the criteria, thus they did not make it to the final selection. Number 3, zero listing. Zero listing means all business ideas generated and listed were eliminated. All of the business ideas got eliminated, meaning they did not pass all the criteria. So, the question now is, What is the importance of final selection? Comment down below. So let's now move forward to the organizational culture and creativity. Effective innovation assures the continuous survival and growth of the enterprise. But innovation can only thrive in a creative organization with a culture characterized by the following. Number 1. Encouragement of creativity and risk-taking. Creativity refers to activities involved in finding solutions to problems that hinder the achievement of the firm's objectives. It is the proactive way of solving problems. Business idea is the output of the activity. However, it will remain an idea until it is tested. Testing the idea, however, will require a certain measure of risk-taking. This means that the idea may turn to be a good one or a bad one. Number 2. Rewards for creativity. When an activity is rewarded, there is an assurance that such activity will continue to exist. Creativity is no exception. It is important to have the right compensations for the creativity of the employees in order for them to do better and be consistent in what they are doing. The third one is open communication. The free-flowing exchange of the ideas between the members of an organization is referred to as open communication. Communication flows through the vertical and horizontal relationships in the organizational structure. An important advantage of open communication is that problems are easily directed to persons with the ability to offer solutions. The fourth one is allowance for errors. Innovation thrives in an environment that provides allowance for errors. It is not right to expect any activity to be devoid of imperfections. When an error is detected, a move should be made to correct it. When this is done, the creative individual is not discouraged from pursuing his creative endeavors. In the end, it is the company that benefits. The fifth one is a climate of participation. When somebody feels that the organization espouses participation, that person will not hesitate to make a contribution to the creative efforts of the organization. The firm benefits from the good effects of employee participation. For the sixth one, structural mechanisms that aid creativity. The urge to create solutions to problems would be heeded by the innovative person more easily if there are structural mechanisms within the organization to support the exercise. The next one is training in creative process. Creative pursuits are a bit complicated, and it will help if those expected to perform such functions are properly trained. Although some persons have natural talents for generating business ideas, those who are not considered as such would benefit from acquiring the required skills through training. So for the last one is flexibility. One of the distinct characteristics of the organization is flexibility. The creative employee is allowed to engage in creative activities on hours most convenient to him and to the company. Congratulations! You are now here at the last part of our presentation. Let's see if you can still remember the important details of our report. Let me summarize it for you. The success of a new entrepreneurial venture depends on the adaptation of a sound business idea. The same requirement applies to an established business. A sound business idea is an economic opportunity which is within the reach of the enterprise and which could provide a desirable value. Good venture ideas may be generated through anticipated means or deliberate search. The individual's exposure to his work, hobbies, acquaintances, or chance events constitute the anticipated means of generating business ideas. Deliberate search consists of using search questions and idea prompting which could be derived from encounters with someone else's idea, a customer, or some other event. Generated ideas must be screened through a determination of their market, technical, financing and financial feasibility. After screening, final selection is undertaken to determine the best among the feasible business ideas. The culture of an innovative organization is characterized by an atmosphere encouraging creativity and risk-taking, rewards for creativity, open communication, allowances for errors, a climate of participation, structural mechanisms that aid creativity, training in the creative process, and flexibility. And that would be all for our presentation. Thank you for listening. Happy learning, everyone!